Hello.
Hello, hello everyone. There's a hello from Luke as well. Hope you're all enjoying your evening. Yeah, not feeling ready for this, but then I say that almost every week.
We just need Leopold and Anthony to do a Norris and Verstappen up the front, and then we should have a race.
Bryce is claiming 5 stops are a nice strat at the front. Ah, James, of course, it's still morning. Just morning for you, isn't it? These will be moving a bit earlier in the morning when you come off summertime. I'm not doing too bad, Emily. Not doing too bad. Been another week at work. But we're not here for the work. We're here for the fun. How you going, Shane? Good to see you. And now this just split. So I think we've probably got like 28, I assume. 27, 28 overall. So Max saying he's got no hope no matter what the strat. That goes for a number of us. So yeah, a very small field for a very big circuit. And I know Silverstone's not the biggest out there. That's Spa on our calendar. So yeah, not doing too bad at all, Shane. Not doing too bad. Flying solo for the week.
3.2, Leopold.
So yeah, Luke coming in with the answer to the question, what is the strength field? Alright, fix setup so we don't need to change anything. Just need to go out there and set a good lap. In fact, we can't change just about anything.
Pit lane speed limit is 80
Hey,
kilometers
Vito.
per hour. Your exit is clear. Watch the white line. Alright, Adrian, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time. The track temperature is increasing. It's now 39 Celsius.
So I think I'm going to send it on the first lap. Because it is a long lap. And the circuit isn't kind to these soft tyres. So iRacing roughly simulates tyres similar to the C2, C3 and C4 of 2022 when this car was raced. And the Formula 1 paddock is taking the one step harder soft compound, the C1, C2 and C3 in real life. So that's due to the loads. The surface isn't too bad, but it's just the loads going through these long sweeping corners. Hey Danilo! Alright, let's see what we can do with this first lap. We can always bail out if we screw it up. I keep almost going for the DRS there because we used to have DRS down that Lewis Hamilton straight. Only 2 DRS zones now. This one here. Didn't really maximise cops there. And then this is the second one.
before. That lap was at
Not terrible.
13.49.
But,
Okay, Adrian, you need to watch the track limits.
we were going to lose time anyway. No battery. But yeah, 1x on Abbey. Thanks, Josh. A 30.4 isn't too bad.
Box in 630 metres.
Oh no, it just shows the checkered flag. Oh wow. It's a lot closer than I thought. P5 is good. Although, not to spread any actually, no, Nick. So I probably should be P6 unless Nick doesn't manage to get a second lap in. So Nick's made a mistake. Oh. $29.9. Of course, Bryce is here making me type stuff. Oh, we've dropped a few down. I need to get a better keyboard for being in VR. Need to sort out one with big keys.
That's the end of the session, P8.
Well, very quickly, Emily, what do you think of starting on softs, going soft, hard, soft? I kind of thought that up, and without having looked at my actual practice results very much, I'm just like, you know what? I feel like mixing it up, seeing where the cards lay. Hard's rarely used. For me, the problem, James, is I wear gloves to race, so I can't feel I can't feel anything on the keyboard well enough. I am in mid-pack. Let's try to make up a couple of places on the soft. Hard's as good as a medium round here for me. Almost. You know what? Let's take a risk. Alright, soft tyres. Why not? Yeah, I think the meta strat here is either a medium triple soft or double medium soft. I just got a lot of cars to go through. Yeah, I don't have any idea either, Emily. Just got to sort of roll the dice on this race. It's looking like most people are on mediums.
Track temp is 41. The air temp is 23 Celsius. 52 laps. Okay, Adrian, stay calm. Focus. Floor it. On your left. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear left.
Ice is so fast these days. Slipstream's all we've got to play with, being the fixed race. Oh, that's a bit wide there, Bryce.
Stay calm, keep it smooth. E7. Right side, clear right. Okay, Adrian, the next car is Petrowski.
People always go all the way over to the right there. I think the shortest way is to stay left. No need to do a chancy difficult overtake at Stowe when we've got DRS coming up next. Although they'll have DRS on Bryce as well. I love how with this setup it's just foot flat to the floor out of Woodcote. Next lift is for Beckett's. This one's a fixed setup. I do use some of the old Apex ones sometimes. I do try to stick to the iRacing sets though.
Alright Adrian, this bastard's holding you up. You've got to find a way past.
I don't know that he is holding me up actually, because I'm not exactly all over his gearbox.
Clear left.
That was a whoopsie. I was just trying to get close, I didn't realise that he'd be so slow. So yeah, unfortunately Apex, like a lot of the...
Just cut the track.
Oh, and that's it.
Showing the meatball flag. We'll need to come into the pits for repairs.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, it's done. Done skis. Can't believe I did that. What an absolute numpty. So I cut this, hoping to get a bit of a better run, but I got understeer, got on the grass, and then I'm like, that's okay, I'm back on the circuit. I can open DRS and floor it. And yeah, I think Emily's absolutely 100% right. Dirty tyres. And there was no way I was saving any of that. Oh, I mean, the steering angle might have worked. Well, that's pretty cool. Only one wheel was working, so only one wheel cleaned the grass off. No, it wasn't your fault, Josh. Yeah. You've seen me run plenty of laps talking to people. It was just... right here. It's like, yes, I've got the turn, but if I put my foot down, of course I'm not going to have the turn. Duh. I've been racing long enough to know that. I needed to lift here to continue getting enough turn, and it's just understeered me straight off. And then here, I should have either bailed to the left, but I definitely shouldn't have done this. Are you ready? That. So yeah, I'm absolutely flat chat, foot buried to the floor, full throttle, and I hit the DRS button. What an idiot. So yeah, I mean, if we go back a lap, you'll probably find that I open DRS. See, I'm much... go a lot deeper, get a lot more turn before I get on the throttle. And then you'll see here, I'm like DRS open, I'm flat chat, and I've got the same amount of steering angle I would have had. I even put more in after I opened DRS. But yeah, I think Emily nailed it with the dirt. The dirt on the tyres was never going to let me. Yeah, the dirt on the tyres was never going to let me let me do what I normally do there. So yeah, let's go to Fire Chase and let's have a look at the start. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know what annoys me here? The iRacing grid doesn't quite line up with the actual grid. Does that annoy anyone else? We only got an average start. Bit of wheel spin in the second phase. Was a bit tentative with Bryce. Then just didn't get on the throttle out of here quick enough. So I'm pretty sure, James, what they do is they have... I don't know. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm wondering if they don't place every grid spot. They just set P1 and then it calculates it. But yeah, I think it's a standard grid. So, I mean, I'm a bit... It's a bit, So you could say that you want it to be realistic. But the trouble with so you could say that you want it to be the most realistic grid possible. You could put the cars in the grid slots, but then not every track holds Formula 1. You still need to be able to drive Formula 1 cars on here, and you need to be able to drive IMSA on here and all that sort of stuff. So I think the grid is a standard grid. Having said that, I kind of wish they negotiated and were allowed by the circuits to do things like change those painted lines to fit. Like, if you're doing a Formula car grid, you should have the Formula boxes with the lines out the side so that you can see it from the cockpit. And if they were doing sports cars, you don't necessarily need the line out the side. And change little things like that. Oh, there's a battle going on here. Anthony chasing down Luke with Leopold behind. So, yeah, and I'm also like, I want to be on the laser scan, realistic circuit. I want every bump and everything to be correct. And then I'm like, but also I want the grid spots to line up. So, I'm a bit backwards and forwards. But, yeah. Oh, well, that really sucks. Nick is struggling. Well, the fact that Luke's hanging it just in front of... So where is Nick at the moment? Nick's just behind this group. So if we leave this group for a moment, Nick's coming through cops. And, oh, look who's on the back. See, if we'd kept up with Bryce... Wow, I bet that was motion. There he goes, Bryce, for a move down the inside. Lovely. Lovely DRS assisted pass there. Nick going to argue it back? Probably not. Smart play at this point at the end of lap 9.
Stenison, 133.87.
So if we go forward again. Where's Leopold? Oh, Leopold's in the pits. Oh, wow. Lap 10, getting rid of a set of mediums. Leaves Anthony out there battling Luke. Anthony on a set of hards. Luke on a set of mediums. Four corner plus yaw. Yeah, a friend of mine who lives locally who did the Bathurst 12 hour with me at the start of the year. His office actually has a sim rig. Although he joined and people were like, "Oh, you sim race? You know, what do you think of our sim rig?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I had to hold my tongue a bit because." He's like, what I really wanted to say was, I've got a better one at home. Oh, Anthony's got the move on for Luke. Luke's holding the inside. Can Anthony make it work around the outside? He can. Just gets in front. Nice racing. So I don't know how long Luke wanted to run these mediums, but if he drops back too long on Anthony, you've got to think about maybe switching up the strat, unless he was going for a 3-stop. Anthony is not, I don't think. We saw Anthony trying some alternate strats in some of the other races. Yeah, sleep well, Emily. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't go more than 8 laps for you. Thanks. Yeah, hopefully we'll have better luck tomorrow night. Means I might have to do Saturday night as well. So people might get a bonus stream from me this weekend. This is a pretty fascinating battle. They are so close in lap time. Both 34.6. Luke's slightly faster last lap. Less than a second between them, so Luke's getting that lovely DRS down here and down the hanger as well. But last 5 average, which I don't think I've got on... No, last 5 average, which I've got on my internal view. Whoa. Bit of a shock when you're in VR, let me tell you. Last 5 average, Luke's just behind.
Track temperature's decreasing. It's now 38 Celsius.
34.58 for Anthony, plays 34.84 for Luke.
Luke like that.
Luke's wanting some blue flag assistance. Oh dear, I would have probably pulled over on the way down to that DeVale chicane there. Just lift off the throttle, let them both slide past. Not sure why Luke's calling for blue flags, because it's really hampering Anthony, if anything else. But it is giving Anthony DRS, I suppose. And in all that excitement,
Baz ahead is pitting.
we had another pitter. Nick, who was in third, pitted. So I think Nick was on the mediums. On the softs now. Go back to most exciting. Oh, Luke. Actually, let's just pick Anthony so that we can focus on Luke. Oh, they've got closer. And they're now they're now about 0.2 apart. In 34.87 plays 35.09 in the last 5 average. So they're very, very close. To stay in that DRS. Anthony weaving to try and break the toe. I honestly don't know, Vito. I probably should do some sums on it with my... I did a few laps of practice last night. The thing is, the softs, if you start off... last night in practice, I started on softs with a full tank and everything and went out and just did laps. And my tyres started feeling done after about 8 laps. So it's probably, I mean, if you look at the, one way that I gauge strategies or gauge how long to run the soft tyre in the strategy is I look at the fixed. Hey, VR Hot Laps. How you doing? I look at the fixed length, which is the 25% length, and think, okay, softs should be able to do that length of laps. That's not always the case here. In fact, the fixed races, it's often a good strat to take the mediums, provided you don't damage them too much during the first half of the race. It all really comes to you in the second half. You can be a lot more consistent over the 11 laps, I think it is, the fixed. So, yeah. So, apologies, VR Hot Laps. Unfortunately, currently my car looks like this. So, yeah, I unfortunately won't be doing a lot of driving. Let's have a quick look at what happened. So we're all good for the first part of the lap. We're challenging. We're currently in... Oh, there it is. Currently in position 7. I decide to get aggressive on the throttle here. Sends me wide. Open DRS, and around she goes. Rookie error. And yeah, nah, that's not racing anywhere. Unfortunately. But there is a great fight for the lead between Anthony Catt. Yeah, look, it's something that happens in these high-powered cars. Spinning up the rears. I'm just, it's just embarrassing. Just embarrassing to do yourself. But yeah, I've just been sort of hanging out. Ah, well. I hope your decorating is going well. It's a lot of effort. Oh, and Luke Pitts. Mr. Vesti is into the pits at the end of lap 17. Let's just have a look at super smooth camera changes here. It's going for softs. I feel like that's an aggressive strategy. So I think this will probably be a 3 Good stuff, good stuff. Hope you don't get too many off tracks. And, and you manage to make everything stick. I'm really bad. I'm not very handyman, manually minded. Give me software I can do stuff. Actual physical things, no. So how far behind is Luke? Someone else is in the pits. Bryce is in the pits. And Leopold again. Bryce is qualified just in front of us, so pit box in front of us. Bryce has gone for a set of softs, so 1 lap longer than Luke. Leopold's gone for another set of softs. So far 9 laps, 9 laps. I just don't think Leopold quite made the first medium stint last long enough. So I think everyone's on for... everyone of the top 5 or so aren't looking too bad for a medium trip and then 3 soft stints. Just depends how long this driver can stick it out the front. Oh, nice. Whole sim racing room. I half moved between 2 rooms of the house for my sim racing when I got my new rig at the start of the year. And I still haven't quite finished moving, but my wife also hasn't got upset at me for leaving all my stuff in the other room, so I probably should get going and clean the rest of this room up and move the rest of my stuff in before she gets upset, but yeah, so Anthony's hanging out there with a... So the pit delta's about 20 seconds. Anthony will fall back to behind Nick at the moment with a pit stop. In between Nick and Leopold. So I'd assume you'd want to take the hards for at least another 10 laps. So this is where the action is. This is 16 seconds back. We've got P2, we've got Luke. And P3 Nick in close proximity. Both made the 2 stops. Nick's tyres are a lot older than Luke's. What will the room be that I'm moving out of? It's
Fastest lap for Stenison, 132.19.
Leopold. Jim's got some bad pronunciation there, but the room that I'm moving out of. So we had what we call my office, and we also had a room that was sort of spare room / gym sort of thing, where had some weights and stuff like that, and a treadmill. So that stuff moved into... We just sort of swapped those over because the room I'm in now is slightly bigger. Didn't hear anything from Stefan. I wonder if there was reason for that. Oh, it was probably an apology. Ooh. Maybe not. Maybe that was a bit naughty. I mean, maybe you didn't get the car left. Yeah. I don't know. That's Oh, we just missed an overtake. Yep, DRS. Yeah, there's enough space for our exercises in that other room, but I've definitely got to move the stuff out. Yeah, just with that move that was down here into this corner, I'm just not sure whether Stefan or Art, like, Art was sort of on, you can see he was on just on this racing line. So I think Stefan was a bit late coming in. When I initially saw it, I thought it was being cut off, but I realised there was probably no overlap. So, fun stuff. Luke and Nick still going along. Let's go back to TV view. Anthony still hasn't pitted. Nick's coming in again. So yeah, about 9 laps on these softs. So this is why I was going to go the hards, because the and another set of softs for Nick. He's almost... Oh, he judged that pit window pretty well. You wouldn't have wanted to drop back behind these two that are battling. I mean, they've got their own race, but so Luke's probably aiming about another 5 laps. And this is the difficulty with, as you can see from the track map, a single, the splitting like it does really means that you get people spread out. The pitter staying wide there. And that's actually very smart. Who was that? Max. Very smart from Max. Let Luke go, and then almost certainly picked up the DRS here. Yep. So even if Max doesn't have the pace to stay with Luke on these hard tyres, so it looks like Max is going for the one stop. Medium hard. Fair play. Even without the pace to stay with Luke, you can see that already dropped out of DRS range. You know, getting that one straight of DRS can just help you a little bit, especially on your outlap. Alright. So we haven't checked in on Leopold in quite a while. Leopold's currently running third, in between Luke and Bryce. On lap 6 of his third stint. It's just started lap 7 now. Currently running in third. And I'm just a little concerned with the stint lengths at the moment for Leopold. I'm just wondering how this strat's going to go. I think definitely needed to stretch that original medium stint out far past 9.
leader, Cat, is pitting.
Oh. Anthony's in. Can imagine we're on one of those cable cameras swooping along the pit lane. That's one of the great things about sim racing. You can do stuff like drive through cars in the pits. What are we going to? Soft tyres. So it'll likely be 2 stops to the end. We're at the end of lap 26. Comes out in front of Bryce. Wow, comes out in 3rd place. Well done. So the question is now, is this only 2 soft stints? Surely has to be. Surely has to be. So believe it or not, this is one of the few circuits where rainbow strat, as I've seen it referred to, is a viable one, where you use all 3 compounds of tyre. So you do medium and hard in any particular order, probably medium then hard, and there to so that because the medium is a nice compromise for getting off the line, and then you run the hard for the middle chunk, and you come in with a 10 or so lap sprint on the softs at the very end. So normally it's not particularly viable, but it is in this case. So Anthony's got 2.8 seconds to make up to Leopold. There we see Anthony, and then we see Leopold just disappearing down the straight. So no DRS for Anthony yet as we ride on board. Through Brooklands, Luffield, and then Woodcote. World famous Cops Corner, up the slight rise, and then plunge into Maggots, and then into Beckett's, and then I believe the last one's Chapel. Look at me not knowing my corner names. It's terrible. So I'm going to go back and check on Luke.
Luke, wait, please, buddy.
You're right, Luke. He's getting affected now. Unfortunately, he didn't seem to have been close enough. The DRS.
Come on.
He will get DRS down here though. But he's been... It's surprising how much you get affected. Is Luke going to pit? No, going around again. Those softs must be working okay. Well, he's still 33.6. Average, last 5 average. 33.8 now. Just adding that 134.4 of the last lap. My commentary's not something that I work on. Yeah, no. Not sure that I particularly want to be a commentator. Not sure that I particularly have the skill. I can talk enough. But yeah, it's definitely a real skill, and I think it's a lot harder than a lot of people may naively think. I'm sure people who've thought about it realise that it's pretty difficult. My biggest problem is I can't see the chats and all my data at the same time. So I need to do some setup. But Anthony's got past Leopold. And was 1.5 seconds faster than Luke on the last lap. So Anthony's coming. Does Luke pit this lap? No. I really thought that Luke was going to pit. Alright, I'm just going to break out of this. We're going to go to a replay. I'm just going to see where Anthony got past Leopold. And chasing, got DRS. No, not DRS. He's going to throw it into Cobbs. No. Decides to wait for the DRS. DRS is open. Easy pass. There we go. So it seems like Luke went around again. Okay. Think Luke is definitely trying to stick out. Is he trying to stick out to do just one more stop? Surely there's 2 more stops. 2 stints 10. Although 22 laps left. Might be looking to do just one more stop. The difficulty is from these long shots, as you see them coming down the hill there. Really looks like they're cutting across to the pit lane. Anthony has They both did 34.0 on that lap, so I don't know whether Anthony is just cruising or whether he's taken the best of the life out of those tyres. And perhaps Luke's just had a bit better tyre management to still be doing 34s after 14 laps. Or did Anthony... No, looks like Anthony had some traffic. Because I think that's Anthony just behind... Yep. So if we rewind a bit... Was Anthony held up? Yeah. Not really on the previous lap, though. Oh, maybe, yeah, a little. It makes a difference. Oh. That would have been a 1x. But you can see Luke just disappearing around the corner there. Now about 6 seconds adrift. And we'll see whether Anthony can improve on this lap. Get back towards the... I think probably the easy 32s are gone. This will probably be a 32 though. 33.4. So both these drivers will have one more stop. I think Luke's only a few laps off it. Hey Javier, unfortunately I've already had my bad luck. But yeah, good that you checked in. You can always go back and watch the start of the stream. Yeah, it just means I might need to do Saturday night. Get myself in gear to do a Saturday night. I'm not too worried. The place where I'm really doing decent is the... fair enough. It's a good battle. It's right on the edge here. I don't know whether this was Luke's strategy from the beginning, or whether he's changed it up and going long on these softs mid-race. But, yeah. Yeah, so I was hoping to do an interesting strat. I think that's why I crashed. I always seem to crash when I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be interesting to try a strategy? Yeah, I was gonna try soft, hard, soft. That was my plan. I was gonna do hopefully about 10 or 11 laps on the soft, and then go on to the hard, and then maybe do a 15 lap stint at the end. Maybe a 17, just so I can pit on a... Yeah. The trick is being able to get the hards down to medium pace. Can I get up?
Now.
Luke's in. I assume for another set of softs. Will relinquish the lead in doing so. MDF. I think I'm just going to run the HDF. It's going to make it difficult to get a good result tomorrow night. Yeah, another set of softs for Luke. Come on, Luke. Oh, he's come out into some traffic. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Oh, that was on Nick. Nick's not having a good race. Just not quite on the pace tonight. Although, having said that, Nick's currently up in fourth. So, you know. Interesting, Leopold has managed to make Soft's last 16 laps. Alright, Luke needs a couple of good laps before catching this other traffic. Got Stefan in the pits. Off a 13 medium, 21 hard run. Interesting.
Track temperature's decreasing. It's now 36 Celsius.
Yeah, you do sometimes when you're driving it, you forget exactly how fast these cars are. It's really quite mind-boggling, especially with this HDF setup. It is absolutely flat chat through here. You just have to lift for that last corner. Luke's ranging up on this lapped traffic. Leopold's in again. And Nick also pits again. So yeah, I'm surprised Nick didn't run his tyres for slightly longer than 12 laps actually. His first set of mediums.
Please don't hold me up, boys.
They're in their own race though, Luke. If you're watching this back, it's not a criticism, just an observation. You've got P11 and P12 duking it out, and you're trying to come through. Oh, and they're going side by side. Oh, nicely done. This is not what Luke needed at all for his race. They're not doing anything wrong, I should point out. In real F1, there is a very strong blue flag rule.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Well, that was very kind of Max there. But yes,
Nico, blue flag, oh, come on man.
it's difficult because the iRacing rule doesn't really work for high-speed Formula cars that really get disturbed. Now he's managed to make the pass and he's got DRS to pull away. So real-life Formula 1. Real-life Formula 1, they actually have only 3 marshalling sectors. So they get shown the blue flag, and it's shown to us. Blue flags are shown to a particular car, particular car number, and you get 3 marshalling sectors, and if you haven't let the car behind past within those 3 sectors, you're given a penalty. So when you see a blue flag, you've essentially got to lift and jump out of the way. iRacing, it is...
The leader, Cat, is pitting.
Oh, Anthony's in. So we'll see now. I'm going to go chase with Luke. I think Anthony's managed to pull too much of a gap here.
Fastest lap for Stenison, 1:31.30.
So Anthony's going to have to come through these 2. Yes, on iRacing it's just informational. I don't know, I'm looking at the other soft times on the soft lap numbers. Leopold got 18, Bryce got 16. What have we got? 39. So they've got to do 38 to 52. That's 14 laps. So that's should be fine. Luke's 4 laps ahead of that, so that's 18 laps, and he did that almost on the first run through. So yeah. So you will see a lot of people in this in the iRacing Grand Prix series, as we've got another pitter. That's one of the it's P12, I think. Nico. You'll see a lot.
Fastest lap for Stenison, 1:31.14.
Leopold's really out there putting in the laps. So yeah, you'll see a lot of people in the iRacing Grand Prix series advocate as a gentleman's agreement, to move over for blue flags as soon as possible. Sort of emulating what's done in real life F1. It's purely a sort of racing etiquette thing. It's a bit like the multi-class races where they leave gaps between the starting classes. That was probably pretty smart. Especially as I'm sure Max got DRS out of that. Didn't hold Anthony up too much. Anthony's really been gifted the traffic here. You saw how long Luke was stuck behind that battle, and it was a battle at the time. So he was a bit unlucky with that. But with Nico pitting out and Max letting Anthony through there, having no reason to even delay letting Anthony through, it's really been a gift for Anthony. So now we're back to 6 seconds behind. Last lap, Anthony was 0.3 faster. But over the last 5 average, Luke's been stretching his legs. So he's been averaging 1 minute 33.1. And Anthony, 1 minute 33.6. So Anthony catching at 0.3. Six seconds. It's 18 laps. It's more laps than we have. So Luke's definitely in with a chance here. And Leopold, who I thought was in trouble, to be honest, I thought was in trouble, is going to go an extra stop and has been putting in some quick lap times as well. You can see Leopold's just that gold car just in the background there. Let's go back and watch a bit of... Leopold is only 4 seconds off Anthony. So right at the moment, I think the president of the Leopold Stanaris fan club is one Mr. Luke Vesti. It's probably cheering Leopold on, because if Leopold can get on the back of Anthony and annoy his relative a bit more, it's just good news for Luke. Although Leopold's lap started to drop off just a little. Easy, absolutely flat out. Flat out. Flat out. Lift and brake. And then flat out after you get round the corner, which is what I didn't do. There's Anthony in the front of shot, just going through. Here comes Leopold. So Luke's lap times have started to drop off. Doesn't seem to have any traffic around. Did a 32.5, so was half a second slower than Anthony on that lap. Half a second's not quite going to do it, I think, for Anthony, though. That would put him on the gearbox basically on the last lap. So I think this race is going to be right down to the wire. This might be a case of the person who gets DRS on the hanger straight and sends it, or even later than that. It might be the person who manages to get the right line out of Vale chicane. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if Luke can hit back with a slightly quicker lap time. Through Vale chicane, through Club Corner. Let's see what Luke did. 32.7. Anthony took 7 tenths. Luke has obviously... Well, I can tell you, Luke has used best of his tyre. However, we're right at the end of the stint. Right at the end, sorry, of the race. So it's a lighter car. Less fuel. Luke's in the zone. So these tyres will probably feel better than his first soft stint will, after they've had 9 laps put on them. But Anthony just keeps chipping away. Taking another couple of tenths just this lap. I think because of national pride, I kind of need to cheer for Luke. Apologies, Anthony, if you get to this part of the video. But yes, fellow Australian, got to kind of cheer on the home team, so to speak. Wow, it's just so close now, so very close. Once again, 7/10 that lap, 32.8. Plays at 32.0. Well, 32.82 plays at 32.05. And I think that 7/10 a lap is going to do it for Anthony. If he can keep it up. Sorry, I'm not looking down, I'm just looking at the track map. I don't think there's going to be too much interference in this battle. It's just going to be absolutely ragged edge racing right to the end. Come to the end of the 45th lap. Luke with 4 lap older tyres is 3 seconds to the good from Anthony Cat. They've been battling since the very start. They're on the front row together, and they're going to finish on the top 2 steps of the podium, it looks like. Just remains to be seen whether Anthony can put the order back where it was on the grid, whether Luke's going to be able to hold him off. One of our talented virtual marshals in that shot there, making sure that cones get replaced. I don't know how they do it, but they run out on the live track and do it anyway. Never see them, but they're there. There's another one, keeping an eye on things. So it comes through the Vale chicane to finish lap 46. And he'll probably be mentally shouting at Barney up there, "Get that checkered flag out!" Hoping for a celebrity, perhaps. So another 7/10. It's all everything's settled into a rhythm now. It's 7/10, 7/10, 7/10. And what that means is, not next lap, but the lap after, Anthony's going to be in DRS. So before things get too exciting up here, let's have a check back on the rest of the field. Currently running third. And unfortunately hasn't managed to catch up to the leading pack. Is Leopold. Done a great race. Three stop race. I didn't think the mediums had gone long enough, but looking good. Next back in the order, Nick Burke. Also raced a good race. Also on a 3-stop strategy, but just hasn't quite been on the pace. But this is exciting as well, because 0.6 behind, even closer than the front 2, is Bryce. Bryce has gone for one of the other, lots of strategies actually at this track. So yeah, I'm sure Bryce is angling to use the DRS to get past. Gap down to 1.6 at the front. Just see if Bryce has any luck here. No, he's just going to pull up closer to the back of Nick. So Nick's on slightly younger tyres. But, and consequently has been averaging slightly faster over the last 5 laps. However, it looks like Bryce has just been there or thereabouts. And their average pace at the moment, their last 5 average pace, is good enough to be fighting up with the front 2. As we often find Nick and Bryce up the front. Now's no exception. Bryce has just fallen back a little bit, and I think with that has lost DRS. Yep, no green light on the dash.
Never thought I'd have to drift one of these to break DRS.
Nick claiming he was drifting. Let's go back and see if we can find this drift. Oop. Yeah, just there was a little kick there, but we'll head back to the front. I can't hear what Timothy was saying there. The on-car is a bit loud, but it looks like Anthony's on Luke. 3 laps to go. Luke trying to break the toe. I never know whether going like that is just slows you down or whether it's actually beneficial. Looking from the back of Luke's car. Oh, how close is Anthony there? Unfortunately, Luke isn't able to open his wing, but Anthony is. Covering the inside is Luke. No cigar at this time. Second last lap. Barney's unfurling the white flag as we speak on the other side of the circuit. But before we get there, Anthony's going to have another helping of DRS that he's just picked up the activation point for. Opens now. And this is going to be difficult for Luke to hold off, I think. Yep. So Luke has to stay with it. There's still a chance. Won't be able to use ERS. Oh. Hopefully that's not blinking for Luke as well. Hopefully that's my connection. Sounds lovely.
You are lagging everywhere, Nick. Anthony.
So it looks like Luke is seeing what we're seeing, with Anthony absolutely lagging all over the place. That's a shame. Because I think Luke has been a bit disturbed by that, which is understandable. If you don't know where the other car is, it's very difficult to race. I think Timothy's being a bit of a cheer squad for Luke. Timothy, another Australian. The difficulty is when a car actually disappears like that, I think it also takes away the... Oh, yeah, Luke. That balked Luke a bit at the end. Oh, that's a shame on the last lap. Here we go. Across the line. Checkered flag.
Fuck it.
This is where Sky would apologise for Luke's
With you,
language.
Anthony. You were just like jittering all over the...
Yeah. Can understand Luke there. So in the final standings, we had Anthony Catt just beating out Luke. Leopold Soneris held off and Nick. Bryce unfortunately didn't manage to get Nick at the end. Just 3 seconds behind. And it was Stefan Petrowski, Chechu Rem, Alari Arneo. Interesting, Stefan did a hard medium run there. It's almost what I was going to do, just I was going to do softs instead of mediums. And Martin Yaga in 9th. Timothy May 1 lap down in 10th. And I finished last, 14th. Unfortunately. Oh, and looks like Max got a penalty. That sucks. Well, thanks very much for hanging around. I hope that everyone enjoyed that little foray into commentary. I've now got the full replay to so that I can check tyre strategies, and I'll be posting on the iRacing Open Wheel Discord. Thanks VR Hot Laps. Thanks. That was was just trying to fill the dead air. Have a bit
Yeah,
of
it
a
was
chat.
not good whoever was doing that. I mean, I know you guys are having your race, and that's fine, but if you've got someone coming through for P1, please look at your relatives, because it ended up being less than a second between me and Anthony, and you held me up for 2 seconds that lap.
Anyway, yep. Hope your undercoating goes well via hot laps, Javier. Hope you have luck if you go racing.
I just don't think it's restocked as below to go.
And I hope anyone else who's hung around enjoyed that.
But,
I'm just
hard
gonna
pace is pretty solid.
end the stream here and go and do my normal evening strategy stuff. As I was about to say, strategy going up on iRacing Open World Discord and the iRacing forums for this
I guess Anthony's up the front,
for the series.
Yeah, it's always easier near the front,
And
isn't it?
catch you tomorrow night for the Open setup. Not sure if I'll run a different setup or if I'll try this, or if I'll try the same strat. But yeah, I'll decide that. I'll wing it as I did tonight, possibly. See how we go. Until I catch you next time, see you later.